Welcome to Flames to Fire Online Devotionals, a platform to begin your day with God online.
Welcome again this morning. It's good to have you. Thank you for joining us on Flames to Fire Devotionals. And Priscilla, I would be picking up from where I left off yesterday. Yesterday we talked about the radical nature of worship. It was just the introductory part, and today we're going to be rounding it up and tightening it. Still the radical nature of worship, but however, what is the true cost of worship? All right, so yesterday we're able to talk about the ingredients of true worship. We said number one, worship must be in spirit. Number two, worship must be in truth. Number three, there must be a radical focus on God only when worship. And number four is that worship must be authentic, the authenticity of worship. And there we mentioned Mary, the one who broke the alabaster box on Jesus's head, on Jesus's feet, according to the account of the scriptures. And so today, Mary, I'll pick up from where I left off about Mary, because we saw that the result was that Mary took probably her most prized possession. Can you imagine that? Can you just do the calculation in your mind and try and think of, okay, what's my most prized possession? Okay, and oh, maybe I have a Hummer Jeep or I have a Range Rover Jeep. That's my most prized possession. And she just took it and then took that perfume, very expensive, and broke it just on Jesus, just in worship, in adoration. She didn't care about all of those. She did as she was led by the Spirit. What is the Spirit of God leading you to do today? What are those instructions that God has been giving you over time that you have been postponing and been trying to negotiate yourself and your way out with God? Well, alas, you're only robbing yourself of the things that God has in plan for you, as in stock for you. Because did we see the result of this lady when she broke it up? It said, what verse 13 says, "Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman hath done be told for a memorial of her." She got her name inside, engraved in Jesus's will, engraved in anywhere they mention the name of Jesus, like we are doing today. She came into account as a result of that. So there are some dangerous worship. There's some dangerous acts of worship that would propel and push God to go beyond the normal for you. And we're going to look at people like that in the scriptures today who were ready to pay who understood what this meant. So let's quickly go to King Solomon in First Kings chapter 3. It was when God gave him the kingdom, because of our time, I won't spend time reading so long. But in First Kings chapter 3, from verses 4 to 5, the king went to Gibeon, the most prestigious of the local tribes, to worship after his inauguration as king of Israel. And do you know what the Bible says? He sacrificed 1,000 whole burnt offerings on that altar. 1,000. Oh my God, what a bloody day that must have been. I'm sure God himself, nobody has done that in the history ever, at least recorded in the scriptures, of killing 10,000 bulls and cows to the Lord in one day, just saying, God, it's just like God saying, take my entire empire, you own it, you own. That was a man who understood how small, how little whatever he has is beside God, before God, in comparison to God. Who are we? When we come to an understanding of who we are and really, really understand that, no, this God is not someone we can compete with. Like, you don't have a choice but to just surrender it all and know that when it is in that surrendering that your blessing will come. And this guy butchered everything, and after that, what can you, if you were the one, how can I equate that to them? Be like, someone just empties his billions, millions in his accounts for you, as a man of God, as a woman. How would you the kind of prayer that they would lay hands on? It's the same with God. These things are principles. And you know what? God appeared to him, still on verse 4 to 5. So I'm reading in Message translation. Said that night there in Gibeon, God will not wait. God appeared to Solomon in a dream. He didn't even send the man of God to him. He appeared to him by himself in a dream. And he said, what can I give you? Blank check. God gave him an outright blank. Just ask. He said, what can I give you? Question mark. Ask. If God is asking you that today, what would you ask? What are you going to ask? But do you know one thing I noticed? Solomon said, verse 6, it says, Solomon said, "You were extravagantly generous in love with David, my father, and he lived faithfully in your presence. His relationships were just, and his heart was right. And you have persisted in his great and generous love by giving him, and this very day, a son to sit on a throne." He understood what God has done. He went back in time to appreciate. It takes one who thinks, who knows interest, who knows history, who connects dots to be able to appreciate and worship God the way he deserves. And then verse 7 to 8, they said, "And now here I am, God, my God, you have made me." He knows the buttons to press. Say, "God, you have made me your servant. Yet, albeit in truth, in authenticity, you have made me your servant, ruler of the kingdom in place of David, my father. I'm too young for this. All of these beautiful things you have blessed me with. A mere child. I don't even know the ropes. Hardly know the ins and outs of this job. And here I am, set down in the middle of the people you have chosen. A great people, far too many to ever count." And then he said in verse 8, say, "Here's what I want. Give me a God-listening heart so I can lead your people well, discerning the difference between good and evil. For who on their own is capable of leading your glorious people?" And he said, "God, I can't even guard these people by myself. I still need your wisdom." This was a man who knew God. When the Lord gave him that blank check, he didn't ask, "I said, God, I want riches." He didn't ask according to his flesh. My God. He still asked according to the Spirit what would delight God. He was still in that request conscious about what would make God happy. He was still in that request conscious about what would delight God, about what would be a sense of worship, reverence unto God, giving honor to whom honor is due. Many of us these days, especially young ones, it's so difficult for us to give honor to those ahead of us. And that is so wrong. We are robbing ourselves of blessings. This person knew that, no, this God is not to be tampered with. He gave me all that I am. There's nothing in this world I cannot give. I just need his wisdom to navigate these things that he has handed over to me. And God said, well, God, verse 10 to 14 says, God the Master was delighted with Solomon's response. And God said to him, "Because you have asked for this and haven't grasped for after a long life or riches or the doom of your enemies, but you have asked for the ability to lead and govern well, I will give you what you have asked for." Oh, he says, I'm giving you a wise and mature heart. Wait, it didn't end there. God didn't just give him a wise and mature heart. What did he say? There's never been one like you before, and there will be no one after you. Can you imagine that? There has never been one like you before, and there will be no, till date. It's still recorded that Solomon was the wisest man to have ever lived till date. Because what? He slaughtered 1,000 bulls and rams. Even after he still went back and wasn't quite in line with God, towards the end of his days, he still was able to, God still maintained this promise to him. God is faithful to his word, and not a jot of his word will fall to the ground without accomplishing that which he has sent it out to accomplish. And God said, I love this message translation. He said, as a bonus, I'm giving you both the wealth and glory you didn't even ask for. There's not a king anywhere who will come up to your mark. And if you stay on course, keeping your eye on the life map and the God signs as your father David did, I will also give you a long life. Oh my God, what more can you ask for from God? Because many people today, you give them that kind of blank check, we will ask according to the desires of our heart, not according to the will of God. This guy says, Lord, I know he was able to search out the will of God, understand what would delight God. Is God, give me wisdom to lead your people. I'm not asking for myself. I'm asking for your people whom you love. Who would not be so delighted with that? And so many times we rob ourselves thinking we know what we need, thinking, God, I'm just worshiping you so that I will pass my exam. I'm just worshiping. God has much more in store. He has told us exceedingly abundantly, far above what we can ever ask or think or imagine, is what he has for us. And according to his power that worketh in us. So we need to be able to understand and connect with this spirit to spirit. It's a spirit to spirit in our communication with God. And so this man, he provoked God's unending blessings upon him, upon his generation. Number one, worship must be in spirit. Number two, worship must be in truth. Number three, there must be a radical focus on God only when worship. And Number 4 is that worship must be authentic, the authenticity of worship. And there we mentioned Mary, the one who broke the alabaster box on Jesus' head, on Jesus' feet, according to the account of the scriptures. And so today, Mary, I'll pick up from where I left off about Mary, because we saw that the result was that Mary took probably her most prized possession. Can you imagine that? Can you just do the calculation in your mind and try and think of, okay, what's my most prized possession? Okay, and maybe I have a Hummer Jeep, or I have a Range Rover Jeep. That's my most prized possession. And she just took it, and then took that perfume, very expensive, and broke it just on Jesus, just in worship, in adoration. She didn't care about all of those. She did as she was led by the Spirit. What is the Spirit of God leading you to do today? What are those instructions that God has been giving you over time that you have been postponing and been trying to negotiate yourself and your way out with God? Well, alas, you're only robbing yourself of the things that God has in plan for you, has in stock for you, because I don't want to disappoint you. Is it with my job? Is it with my family? Is it with my friends? Is it with my money? Is it with my car? Is it with the houses or properties or the things that you have given to me? Is it with my relationship? Is it in my marriage? Is it in my home? Is it in anything that you have given? Ask of me, Lord, and it shall be yours. Just take everything, Father, because you own it. You own everything. And I want us to also pray that, Lord, help me. Help me to be conscious that even in the place of worship, I'm still conscious about pleasing you, about doing what your Lord wants me to do at each point in time. And I want us to pray and say, Father, I am ready to give you crazy worship. Crazy worship with everything that I've got. The kind of worship that has never been heard of. We want to surpass ourselves we want to outdo ourselves in giving worship to God, in giving worship that matters, in giving the kind of worship that He truly loves. So my spirit, oh Lord, is open to download the manner of worship you want. No more offering of still worship. Help me, Father. From today, Father, nothing is too big to sacrifice unto you. Not nakataba, shaduka, ligada brazanta, ika protoshotoya. Nothing is too much to sacrifice. Take it all. Take my life. You have my life, then you have everything. Is it bank account? Is it whatever it is, Father? Take it, Lord. Take it, Father. I'm ready to go all the way worshiping you. I'm ready to go all the way worshiping you. Yekosata, liga da brahanda vakuza, lepretete. So those things that are too difficult for me to, I let them go. I release them. I release them in the name of Jesus.
Thank you for joining today's online devotion. If this is your first time joining us, we welcome you in the name of the Lord and believe you are blessed by today's devotion. We invite you to join us every morning at 5 a.m. West Africa time to begin your day with God here on our channel. Kindly share, subscribe, and turn on the notification button so you can be alerted every morning when the devotional premieres. We promise to make it a memorable time with God.